Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.
What's going on, family? What's the word? How's everybody feeling out there, man? It's a beautiful Thursday afternoon right now, man. We got a new show coming on right now that's actually scheduled for 3 o'clock, but we've been sitting here chopping it up for the last couple of minutes, you know what I mean, since they made it to the studio, man. My brother JUDAHAWOKEACE is in the building, you know what I'm saying, and we got a new show by the name of Truth Talk, and we've been sitting here talking about some of the things that he's going to be discussing on his show, not only today, but throughout the, you know, the season of him being on the air, man. So we just going to give his brother a warm welcome to the family and all of that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying. So what's going on with you, my brother Judah?
What's going on?
And you know, you if you're a regular viewer of 7 Mile Radio, you've seen this brother in the comments, man. You see him in the comments on some of the most you know, profound topics that we've had sometimes, and even on the scene when we've what was it, the gas station situation on 6 Mile in Southfield that we had with a brother Derek Leon Roberts lost his life over there on 6 Mile and like I said, Southfield at the gas station, man. So what's going on, man, brother? What we gonna talk about on the Truth Talk, man? Let us know a little bit about what's gonna happen on this show.
Well, I really want to discuss a lot of issues that we need to be informed about in the Detroit area, and typically information for us melanoid people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we misinformed. You know what I'm saying? We got 55% is illiterate, and we need to change that. And that information is going to change that. Right. And you know, like I said, we moving into this new Detroit technological manufacturing, and it's going to be on a fast pace. Everything is going to be computerized and digital. Yeah. And so if you're not really staying ahead on your information and on technology, you will be left behind in a analog society, which will be deprived because you won't have the information, you won't have the technology. So I'm here to answer some of the questions or to give you some of the answers, and hopefully have some guests on here to go even deeper into the rabbit hole.
Dig that. So just to start off, man, and then on top of that, let everybody know a little bit about yourself, man. Where you from? You from the city, from east side, west side? Let them know a little bit about the history of what you done around the city and things like that, man.
Yeah, well, I'm from the west side, 7 Mile. I was raised in Southwest Detroit, and then we moved to the west side, and when I was like 8 years old. And so that's when I began, right there on the west side of 7 Mile, Northwest. And so, and I'm a chef, and, and I done traveled over the world, Spain, Turkey, doing chef shit, and you know what I'm saying, eating, cooking, and experiencing some realness, and basically trying to keep the community together. I host a book bag drive every year that I give. I just do it out of my pocket. I give the kids, which my father started it, being a community leader in our neighborhood, and I just took it over when I took the house over.
Right.
And so I continue with his work, and just try to give back to the community and teach brothers to love one another and give back and do for the community.
Dig that, man. That's what's up, man. We got a chef on the squad now on the team. 7 Mile Radio, man. And when we had them events, we ain't even got to call nobody, man. We already got somebody to hit the kitchen up, you know what I'm saying? But that's what's up, man. And, you doing the work that you're doing around the city. And of course, man, everything that you're doing since you've come over and decided to, add to our situation over here. Of course, that's what we're going to do with your situation and add to everything that you're doing. So, now your book bag drive is our book bag drive.
Yeah, I also got a host with me, T Mizzle the Great with me, which he also be with me in some of the events and some of the functions and everything. Say what's up, T.
What's going on, my people? Everybody okay out there?
Right.
Stand up, Detroit.
That's what's up, man. So let us know a little bit about yourself, man.
My name is T Mizzle the Great. I'm born on the west side, grew up in Fountain Court, moved to the north end, and now I'm back on the west side off of Puritan. Just out here representing for my brother, trying to keep the community in tight and just spread the word out here to the people so we can just, uplift the hood, uplift the community, and just bring everybody together so we can all be on one page, because a lot of things is out here about to change, and we want to have everybody just, all on the same page as us.
You know what I like, man, when I look around in the city, and not only, in our city, but just around the black community as a whole, man, a lot more people are becoming aware. I just like to use that word of, the climate of the country and what we're living in right now. You know what I mean? Conscious, I guess, is the word that a lot of people would like to use. You know what I mean? But a lot of people are being more, becoming more educated on things that's going on, and just the circumstances that we in, and looking for things as they are, and seeing things for what they are. You know what I mean? I'm feeling good about that. Even though it's still a whole lot of work to be done. It just made me feel good to see that everybody's minds, at least, or a lot of people minds, is in the right spot. You know what I'm saying?
That's
or in
right.
the same spot, I'll say. So that's one thing to give me hope about this whole situation.
Yeah, we need to change right now, because the city we living in is changing per minute. Every day you look at neighborhoods being gentrified, and we're slowly being kicked out of our own neighborhoods, and we're not doing nothing about it. So, you know what I'm saying, if we're not going to change and be conscious and get the information on how to do things, we're going to slowly be up out of this new Detroit, which that poster they already showed you. We're not in that poster.
Exactly.
That same poster I think Dan Gilbert firm came up with.
And then they snatched it down.
Yeah,
they caught on to it. They caught on to it. Cool.
We wasn't in there. People of color
it.
wasn't in that picture.
Exactly.
And so if you don't have your new consciousness and your new information, and staying ahead in this new tech world and being tech savvy, then you're going to be left behind. Like I said, you won't be in that picture.
Pushed out.
Oof. I mean, they basically writing it. They put the picture up there, but that's how they want it, how they see the new Detroit.
Well,
how they want it.
I mean, you can just see what's going on, and like I said, it's gentrified. If you look in the neighborhoods of downtown area, you can even come in the neighborhood of Grand River and Burt Road and see what's going on around there. They have a Myers, they have a police station, and they're slowly raising the rent up over there. And you know what I'm saying? And then back of that is Brightmoor, which they're trying to campaign to shut off the water. So, there's a lot of things that's going on in the city that's being, swept under the rug. And it's not broadcasted.
Yeah, mainstream information
until it's
for
too
people
late.
to know.
Right.
That's right.
Until, like you said, until the shit hit the fan.
Until the shit hit the fan.
Too late to fix.
Yeah. And so, I'm going to be here to answer some of the questions and give you some of the info, hopefully bring some of the guests on to shed some of this light on these issues and why is this thing going on? How can we stop this? How can we get together and, you know what I'm saying, stop the gentrification or whiterification of our neighborhoods?
Whiterification.
Yeah.
So what do you think are some of or not some of, but, these solutions that need to be done, that need to be implemented to correct some of this gentrification issue for one.
Well, first of all, you need to get involved with your city council and your neighborhoods and see who you really voting into this office, and the person you voting into your office on your side of town is doing their job. And if they're not doing their job, put them on broadcast. That's the only way we really can stop some of this things that's going on of misinformed information. And corruption that's being broadcasted and being done upon us in the community. You have to put your leaders on broadcast, and so they will be able to be held accountable.
Exactly. I feel the same way.
You know what I'm saying? With social media, it's more easier to broadcast your city leaders.
Take a picture.
Just start taking pictures and start broadcasting them and start using your phone. That's one of the tools we're going to have to use in this fight for justice. Yeah, to hold them accountable.
Call them out. Put them on blast.
That's right.
Make them do something.
Call them out. Make them come on the show or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Make us, when we out and about, talk to us. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to call into the office if we in your face. Why do we have to get a card?
Answer my question. I'm right here.
You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of this have to stop because, like I said, we have a lot of these leaders that's in our community that's been voted in for years. And look at the side of town that they really on, and see what's going on. A
lot of them are not from our town, period, let alone a side of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So It's the same kind of issue I would imagine that when we have police officers that are policing the neighborhoods that don't live around here and don't look like the people, and so they don't care about what goes on, and it's kind of the same situation with a lot of the politicians. But then still, even the ones that are in the city, we got a lot of corruption in the city. A lot of people stealing money. A lot of people, all kind of corruption. I mean, the list is so long, I can't even, But so what is it, man? Like, and then some of the times it's like the system that we get these people in office with. Okay, it's so many people. I wonder, like, it's so many people that are against certain candidates that I wonder how the hell they get even on the card, let alone
a lot of these people are in here because of name and because of association, relationships, and
see, that's what I'm saying. So it's like in corruption in the system itself. So we can hold the people accountable all we want to, but if we cannot prevent the wrong people from getting into office because the system itself is corrupt, then what are we really?
Well, it takes information. A lot of people are misinformed. You know what I'm saying? As far as they pick, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that the news is bad, but they pick the analog news, which is, it gives you the news 3-4 hours later, and it gives you an edited form. And so sometimes they might not broadcast what this leader is really doing. They might just break it down like, oh, well, they, you know what I'm saying, they wasn't really doing nothing. But if you dig deeper under the rug, you will see the corruption. And they're not going to really put it on the news unless it's benefiting them. You know what I'm saying? Like the Kwame incidents, you know what I'm saying? Right. He was really, you know what I'm saying, brought down so they can bring forth the agenda. You know what I'm saying? Now they want to talk about pardoning him. Let's give him a pardon. He should be pardoned. You got people stealing millions of dollars. Exactly. You got my man that's in office.
Why it always happen in Wayne County? Oakland County, you don't hear about that happening.
Well, it happens to a certain extent, but they don't happen on a mass scale.
On a massive scale. Like, it's just like half of the city council might be corrupt. Like you said, it's been passed down. They know somebody, somebody got you in there. How you get on the ballot?
Well, it's not just the city council. Once they get in, they get lobbied. You have your lobbyists in there that has an agenda that want to push something forth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look at the Cass corridors. It stayed in what the ugly form for years. And they stopped development in Cass corridors because they had an agenda. They wanted the stadium and all that.
Reading the comment from a viewer named Nicole Miller here in the chat. She says, by Cody, my sons can't walk the neighborhood without being patted down. He's getting frustrated, and so am I. It's going to end all bad. And I will see y'all on the news.
Right.
But my bones will rise up. Believe that. They're trying to secure my shit for outsiders. Fuck all that.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say to Nicole, you know what I'm saying, get together with people like New Era Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Let them know what's going on. And start getting some of these cops' names. Like I said, start always preparing yourself instead of a weapon with a phone. Soon they get to pulling you over, then just break out the camera, because the cameras is becoming more deadly than the gun right now. You know what I'm saying? So if you're armed with a camera, which I mean,
which everybody is nowadays.
You know what I'm saying? So they don't like that, and so you know what I'm saying. That's going to showcase their brutality or the evilness that they trying to put forth.
Yeah, so much stuff going on in the city of Detroit right now. So the cops, they on first reaction, no tolerance. Anybody that they see, they want to pat them down, check them in, and see what's going on. But you can't treat everybody like that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause like the mom just called in, comment. It can turn ugly.
It can turn ugly. It has turned ugly in certain situations.
And we don't need that, right?
And we dealing with restless kids because they parents has went through this, and they parents. Right. So right now, it seems like we're at the end of the line with the kids don't have the tolerance for brutality and getting profiled.
For social media, they see the kids getting killed. You know what I'm saying? So they kids are scared.
They're already scared, and then they're on edge.
Already.
They're preparing for it. They're waiting on it to happen.
That's right.
And then a lot of them, these hothead types, they actually combating the officer with, the type of personality that's gonna get them that type of response.
Exactly.
You talking to the cop. any kind of way. And I'm not saying that them talking to a cop like that is actually meriting it, but you already know some of these cops is out
They're
here on
coming at
edge,
you like that,
and
right.
they ready for you just like you ready for them.
Waiting for you to say something out
Exactly,
the
they
wrong.
waiting for you to say something out the wrong.
Well, I mean,
Give them a so-called reason to get in their mind.
I'm gonna say it like this: you can see what lead do to you in the water. So if you walk, this is my theory and my opinion. If you're walking around with lead strapped to you on your side all day, I think it eventually makes you crazy. And Dick Gregory did research on this. You know what I'm saying? If you're walking around every day or 5 times out the day with lead on your side, somehow you're trying to say it's not getting in and seeping into your body. And that's why we have a lot of issues with cops to where they're, they have, wives,
Anger
they're beating up their
management,
wives, they, they're angry, you know what I'm
Temper
saying?
problem, yeah.
And how do they know that the lead that they're carrying on their side is not contributing to this? Just look at the facts. What's going on to police in their private lives?
Right. They're angry.
So
man.
what's causing that?
They're angry.
And so you got to go back to lead. You know what I'm saying? Lead causes psychological problems.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's what happened in Flint.
Yeah,
In the water, it's I mean, kids got affected by that.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
psychologically.
psychological effects.
Lead has been used in our community and black communities for decades. That was one of the reasons why the Black Panthers formed, was because the lead was put into projects, into the paint, to
Housing.
you know what I'm saying, the housing projects and everything, to
housing
make
grew
us
up in,
crazy, to make us what's the word, not to have kids, sterile or whatever, And this was government information and government done.
Yeah.
I was about
A lot
to
of
say
shit you
government
don't know,
information.
right,
It was
yeah.
government implemented.
Yeah. So it's a lot of
shit
issues
they done kept
that
on
take
in
into
the
account,
world.
but
Just gotta-
I think that the cops in the neighborhood need to come together, and the cops need to be, or the cops need to show their face in the community, and we need to know their names. They need to walk the beat. Like I know in my mother's in them days, cops used to actually walk to the
beat,
neighborhood and
walk
used to
the
know,
street.
oh,
You
that's
knew them, you
that's
knew the
Officer
cops,
Smith,
right.
or yeah, that's Officer Andrew. You actually knew your cops. I'm not saying
You
that
was happy to see
police
'em.
brutality
Right.
didn't go on then, but you knew who your cops were. Nowadays, you don't know who your cops are.
The enemies.
So you know what I'm saying, you have to take that into account. Cops need to be held accountable for not being familiar with the neighborhood that they're policing.
Exactly.
Need more good cops
Just like
out
the
there.
politicians need to be held accountable for,
District.
They districts.
exactly the areas that they are over.
Well, I know I have a burnt down house in my neighborhood. I've been on McAllister, and I'm gonna still be on them. I done seen them. I'm quite sure y'all done seen some of my Facebooks with me, not necessarily harassing them, but I'm like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We've been on this house, which is falling from the roof down, which is dangerous. You have lots of
kids out
kids
there,
around. They, I have to stop them from going in the house. You know what I'm saying? They parking cars at this house in the middle of the night. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Eyesore to the neighborhood.
eyesore. Not only that, it's dangerous to the community. And so I've been on this for a whole year, and they keep sending me letters. Oh yeah, but I have to see when I have to go to these functions where he's at, so I can see him face to face. And that's a shame. You know what I'm saying? Our leaders have to be held accountable. We the ones that vote
Know that
them
you
into
in,
our
right?
office
And
to
we've
do
never
the
even
job.
seen their face one time. I mean, you never even came to the neighborhood yourself for your campaign to talk to the people, reach out and see what their needs were.
And some of these people in the neighborhood, do you actually know how your city council member look? You might just know him
Or
from
name.
TV.
You don't even know their
You
name.
just know the name. Could you see this guy in the grocery store and run up to him and say, yo, councilman,
I need my sidewalk fixed.
I need my sidewalk. We've been complaining about this sidewalk. My
I tore the
daughter's in a
house down,
wheelchair, and this needs to be addressed. It's on city property. Do you know how they look? That's what social media plays a factor in information. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, 5G is coming, and so if you're not getting ready for this new 5G that's about to drop, you're gonna be left behind.
Explain to them what that is. What do you mean?
Well, everything
5G?
haven't been totally
We
worked
know.
out, but 5G is going to move faster. Of course, everything is going to be processed faster, and to have this, you have to have the faster technology, the tools, the phones, the computer, and if you don't, streaming and all that's going to be slower. So they're going to force you to get in 5G in this cryptocurrency that's here. That's all a part of the 5G, you know? And so if you're not into this Bitcoin's crypto and the fast way of moving and technology, then you will be left in the analog era, in the analog world, which you won't be able to perform and do so much. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have to buy your tickets. They're already, if you go to the Tigers game, you boop, bloop. All this is going to be ran on 5G. So there ain't going to be no more tickets.
Damn.
So
You know?
what you brought up cryptocurrency. Like, what are your thoughts on cryptocurrency? Because I'm not seeing it nowhere near as much as I was maybe 4 months ago, 5 months ago, at the beginning of the year.
Well,
It was like a
cryptocurrency.
big thing. Everybody was talking about. Everybody was talking about getting. I mean, did everybody get rich and just go on vacation?
Well, you
from
probably haven't
cryptocurrency?
seen it here, but it's always been around in places like Silicon Valley, out west, down in Arizona, Miami, because we was always here in the manufacturing state to where we was behind in technology. So you probably wouldn't have seen it here as much as it was in other spots like California. It's been out. You know what I'm saying? Bitcoin's been out for, over 10 years now. You know what I'm saying? And now that Detroit is moving forth, now you're seeing the Bitcoin ATMs and all that. You got Ford bought the building, the old train station from Manny Maroon, and that's going to be a tech center. You know what I'm saying? So everything is not just going to be about manufacturing no more. It's going to be into your manufacturing technological era. You got a lot of companies like StockX, which is owned by Dan Gilbert, Eminem, and a bunch of other that's in the crowd fund. You know what I'm saying? They're going to revolutionize the way you buy shoes. They're going to actually come in like with some type of stamp, like you buying Patron. You know how your Patron is stamped on the side, so many bottles, and it's inventoried and checked off by this person. That's the way they want their shoes, because you got so many fake shoes people was buying online. They want to see if this is real. So StockX is a Detroit company that's a tech company. You got Shinola, which make bikes. That's a Detroit company. And so they all going, a lot of tech giants is coming here to start it, because, I mean, you get your property over here, gentrification, penties on the dollar, or, you know what I'm saying?
Don't get left behind.
Don't get left behind.
And I said years ago, man, like, when we had a lot of people, I mean, still, that was leaving Detroit and moving to places like Atlanta and Miami, Texas, and stuff like that. And I'm like, y'all leaving because y'all saying that there's nothing here, but it's like the glass half empty, half full theory to me. Like, I'm looking at this barren land as plenty opportunity to build some shit.
Oh yeah,
I'm not looking at it like it's nothing here for me to latch on to and piggyback and bandwagon.
That's right.
That's what a lot of people, may be looking for. It's like, okay, it's just open, fair game.
Yeah. My people, get some
That's
property
how
out
I'm
here.
looking
Get some
at
of this property out here while it's cheap. Don't let the white man buy it up and push you out, because the city is about to change. Don't get left behind.
Yeah, like I said, that was the plan for you to say, oh, yeah, there's nothing here, and go on. And I graduated from Redford High School. I watched that whole neighborhood get bought for $500,000. $500,000 they bought across the street, down the street, and they gave a police a station for free. I mean, they might come on there and say, well, we didn't really get that station for free. No, that was handed to you. I stayed over there. That station, the new station that's over there, actually was handed to the Detroit department. That was all owned by Myers. They bought the whole land for $500,000.
Wow.
On Grand River on a major street. So in a city, in another city, you're going to be able to purchase that property 30, 40, 50 million on a major street like that, if not more, if not 100 million. They had got it for $500,000. I said up the street, down the street. The whole Redford complex, which was the whole area, plus across the street. You know what I'm saying? And they purposely tied up the 8th precinct, which was wanted to be redone, so they knew they was getting this station across the street for free. So they purposely tied up the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? And they blame Kwame for a lot of it, but a lot of it was set up so he can fall and be the blame and the fall guy. Now they want to pardon him. You know what I'm saying? Which he should have been pardoned. I mean, you look at the other criminals that's doing stuff. Look at the mayor's sidekick, which going around smacking booties in office and handing out construction jobs to his boys. I mean, didn't they lock Ferguson up for that?
Damn, that's deep.
But do you see him in prison? No.
Why not?
Man,
all
you got
set up.
allegations of him sexually harassing women, running around smacking booties. But, I mean, have you heard anything else of it?
Push it under the rug, man.
I think my man did a special. What's the guy from the news? I forget his name. He look crazy hair dude, and he always doing the crazy reports.
The
on
Duff.
Yeah,
Charlie
Charlie
Duff.
LaDuff.
Yeah, that's my man.
He did a special on all
He be
this.
busting
Yeah,
heads
he
over
be
a lot
on
of
their
shit,
ass.
too.
And this guy be all out of town. He come back and find more corruption. He like, man, I done left, did CNN specials the whole night. I come back and you trying
Yeah,
to
they
tell
had
me
to
y'all
get rid
still
of
doing
him.
corruption? Yeah, they scared of him.
Yeah, they got rid of him.
You know. So, you know, there's a lot of things going on in the neighborhood that we got to pay attention to. And notice if you find a Starbucks in your neighborhood, you need to be worried because soon as Starbucks opens up in your neighborhood, it will be gentrified.
Now, what's your theory behind that?
I don't know but in every state when in a black neighborhood that's being gentrified, there's always a Starbucks opening. I don't know what type of deal they got with the government. I haven't really did a lot of research on that.
Don't
I can't
drink
really
that coffee.
find too much.
Well, I mean, you know, I did see, I was doing some research and I was watching something about the subliminal meanings of a lot of corporate logos.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Starbucks was one of those. I can't remember the whole breakdown of the logo, but it is one of those whole, spiritual connection.
I think what it was.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I
you
seen
know
that.
what I'm saying?
Like
Yeah,
the Timberland boot. Yeah, I
Yeah,
seen
you
it.
know,
Yeah, I
see,
The
seen
lady
it.
is a
Yeah.
fish. I think
They
represents
broke it
some
down.
type of symbol that's to corporate America. Like I have seen that too. But like I said, in every black gentrified neighborhood that's being whitified, you will see a Starbucks, and it happened on Jefferson, right across the street. I think from Belle Isle. When you start seeing that Starbucks, is when you start seeing they was cleaning it up.
Wow. The call-in line is open, folks. Y'all see that number down there,
Don't drink that coffee, man. I'll tell you that.
723-0481 if you want to call in with a question, comment, or anything in regards to the conversation, man. Why not the coffee? What's wrong with the coffee?
Like he said, they put it in the neighborhood. What you think
Something
they gonna
wrong
put it?
with
Right,
it,
exactly.
Yeah, something wrong with it.
Slow kill. Way to get rid of us.
Well, they're going to get rid of us, and when you see that Starbucks, they're going to get rid of us just by pushing us off the land.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, look at the mass
It's all set
exodus of Detroit residents that's all over the country. They all in Atlanta, Columbus, Ohio. They in Pennsylvania, Cali, Arizona. They everywhere. I got cousins everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Straight from the D.
And, and they still giving Detroit a negative
Vibe.
look on TV, but look at all the construction going on because when it's all said and done, when smoke clears, they're going to have either the All-Star game here or whatever, and they're going to showcase the D. And people going to be like, well, damn, Detroit is cleaned up.
Final Four coming.
Yeah, they're going to be in all the new neighborhoods. Yeah, we on Grand River, man, and the Myers, and this is all
North End.
cleaned up.
Damn, this is
Yeah.
nice over here.
They're going to showcase the whole neighborhood, and what people going to do? I want to run back and move to Detroit. You can't, because the rent is going to be
Too
$1,700.
damn high. Yep, too damn high for you.
It's going to be $1,300
I mean, on the block.
on the block.
On the block, yeah.
So how you going to move back? You gave that up.
And all you had to do is use that, pay for taxes.
Man, I got a
Your
neighborhood.
own
We got
house.
people from
Yeah.
Canada coming over here buying houses, trying to buy up 2-3 houses for their people. People from Canada, people from overseas,
buying us
everywhere.
out, man. They pushing
they
us
like,
out.
we can buy a whole block,
A whole block.
and all my family can move over here. You trying to say what? And this is going on.
They pushing us out slow, man.
What's going on, caller? Who is this and where you calling from? You live on the air with JUDAHAWOKEACE, and we on Truth Talk. Who is this? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Kentucky.
Calling from Kentucky. What you got a question
Yeah.
or comment, something as far as the conversation?
Well, yeah, I'm Detroit raised, proud of it. But what they're saying about everybody coming up and in there and leaving and being raised and leaving, that's true. But I've been around Detroit since the 1960s, and let me tell you what, ain't nothing going to change.
What you mean nothing's going to change as far as
Nothing going to change at Detroit. They do what they want to do there. It's all crooked. I was raised there. I lived there practically my whole life. the place is all crooked.
Have you been here
When-
recently?
Yeah, when
Oh
did it,
yeah.
which
Because
part
right
of Detroit
now,
was that?
it's a lot of building, and they in the process of doing a 80 block project. So did you hear anything of that?
No, I ain't heard anything on that.
Oh well,
Where did you
need-
go? To the casino?
Only thing that I've heard about them, they're trying to rebuild Detroit, make it bigger, make it better, bring it back. They could try, but Detroit's gonna stay the same.
Okay, well if you feel like that, well, I stay here, and I disagree with you because I'm seeing a lot of building, a lot of people getting pushed off their land. As far as like if you was raised here, you familiar with the Cass Corridor?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well the Cass Corridor now is a coffee backyard for and new businesses and everything. You have a stadium right there in Heron Alley, in the old Heron Alley. Did you know anything about that?
I used to live at 7.5 Mile in Gratiot.
Okay.
And yeah, I used to live in that area, and then I lived in the downriver area. You know, all the suburbs around Detroit. You know.
Okay.
Yeah,
You gotta get to the inner city.
Well, you have to
Detroit.
come
It's
around
like
here
been
and see what
changing,
everything they done built up right now. They're not gonna broadcast it, and you can't just really come in the
they
city and
definitely
hit
not gonna tell you to
one spot. You know what I'm saying? Like
Detroit
like
is-
Woodward is back. I'm quite sure. If
Cube
you're an older
line,
cat,
yeah.
you can probably remember the shopping on Woodward. That's all being
Oh, yeah.
redeveloped. You know, you got stores like Nike, you got John Varvatos, all that right now. You know what I'm saying? You got Campus Martials. Everything is redone right now. So it's so much construction going on in Detroit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't
Can't
agree
even
with
drive
you.
around.
You can't even drive around. You know what I'm saying?
Detroit
So
is on the come up. Trust
they're
me.
not going to broadcast this on TV. Yeah, they're only going to show the violence in certain neighborhoods of what's going on.
Oh,
But-
that's all that they've ever done is show the violence. I know that Detroit can be a good place, but then Detroit, well, like you
It's the
said,
media.
they put it out there. They just show the bad points of Detroit.
Right.
I know
Yeah.
that.
There you go.
And they
there
do
you
that
go.
with a lot of other places in the world. You know what I mean? In the country, right?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
just how the media rolls.
Yeah, the media put us down bad. Wherever you go, Detroit got a bad name. So don't
Oh,
believe the
I
hype,
know.
baby.
That's
Don't
why-
believe the hype. There's a lot of
That's why
good
I
things
always
going
tell 'em,
on.
I was born and raised there. No, I don't live there. But at the same token, I'm still proud of my roots.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
Yeah.
Detroit is
There you go.
Detroit.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Detroit is Detroit. I'm
Detroit
proud.
love for you. There you go.
I
Thanks
mean,
for calling
Detroit,
in, baby.
they give it a bad rap, but hey, it's still going.
Oh yeah,
It's still
That's what's
going.
up. True Detroiter.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. We appreciate you calling in, man. What
Thanks
you
for
said your name
calling.
was?
All right, thank you.
All right, man. So yeah, man, the call-in line is open, man, all the way from Kentucky. Somebody checking in. You know,
Yeah, like I said,
That
we
was
got a
good.
lot of people that's misinformed. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do your ride around Detroit, you see the development and you see the exodus of people out of a neighborhood. You see the blocks that's just cleared out and ready to be redeveloped. You see it.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know what I'm saying? I can't say, you know what I'm saying, it's not coming back because hey, I didn't leave. I stayed here and I'm actually witnessing the rebirth of Detroit, but it's melanoid people are part of this regrowth or this
Exactly.
redevelopment
That's the issue.
of
That's the
Detroit.
thing.
You know what I'm saying? Now you even have your part over there in Southwest Detroit, which they trying to push them out in Southwest Detroit. In Mexican Town, they trying to develop condos and they're going through gentrification over there. They're about to get a new bridge over there. You know, so there's a lot of stuff going on in the city that you might not know. They're never going to put it on TV. Like I said, you're going to wake up one day, it's going to be an all-star game, and then that's when they're going to broadcast it.
Exactly.
And you know what I
Show the city off.
that I notice, you know, even when I go live or when I make a post about different things, whether it be a news story, some information stuff, some inspirational things that may have happened, somebody doing something positive, it seems that people are programmed now that they are way much more attracted to the negative that's going on out here in the world.
Well, like I said, I've been away overseas, man. I've met people from Baghdad, and I tell them I'm from Detroit. They be like, "Man, Detroit is crazy." And I'm like, "Look, man, you know what I'm saying? You from Baghdad?
Baghdad.
You know what I'm saying? Istanbul, where they car bombings and all this, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not as
Beheadings.
bad as as you
I ain't
think.
never heard nobody
Detroit
get their
crazy.
head cut off.
Oh, yeah, they probably do get their head cut off, but it probably is over some type of issue, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what it, you know what I'm saying? Might have
I
the
was
man
trying- I
owes
was-
some money.
I was trying to make it better.
Right.
You know, I was trying to give us a pass.
Yeah, but so I done, you know, I've
It ain't
been
that
way
bad, right.
overseas, and I have heard people say, "Oh man, Detroit, man, this hell on earth." And then I listen to these people how they living, and they like, "Yeah, I'm $250,000 in mortgage in Ireland." I'm like, how your house look? And then it might be a shack,
Damn.
$250,000. And so Detroiters, we got it good here, as far as the pricing and the how much you pay for your bills and everything, you know. But a lot of this is going up.
Oh yeah. What's up, man?
Most
You gotta
definitely.
get it while you can, because you ain't gonna better get a house like you can in Detroit. Everybody buying houses here because it's cheap.
Yeah,
It's affordable. But
yeah. Like I
white
said,
man
I got
buying them up.
Canadians that has moved into the neighborhood and everything, and trying to buy 2 and 3 houses. You know what I'm saying? And if they're gonna come move in, and you saying is Detroit is going down and Detroit is bad, then who's really
Bringing their
getting the
family in,
wrong
right.
information here?
Right.
Why you want to live here?
Because the investors, was what I'm reading up and I'm
The
picking
money-
up the
the money
books.
is
They
coming
like
in.
Detroit is a hot
Coming in,
spot.
right?
Detroit is
City's
this.
on the come up,
You
yeah.
get magazines way over in China. Oh, Detroit investment. Why we ain't got
Come
these
up.
books? Why we ain't hearing about these books? Because they don't want people to know this. You know what I'm saying? They want
They
people in
want
the
to think
United
it's all
States
bad, right?
think it's all bad because they want the property for cheap. They don't want you coming in like, oh, yeah, it's
Detroit's
an
bad. We
investment.
gonna move them on. We moving out of this city. We
Let's
moving
go
out
see
of
how much
Detroit,
this is. A house is what? Let me go buy a house right quick. They don't want you coming from out of state buying a house. They want to push forth their agenda first. And then you're allowed to come in.
Get the leftovers.
You get the leftovers. And the leftovers is going to be worth nothing.
And a lot of people done left their gold mines. A lot of people done left their gold mines.
Left
They've
their
had
gold
that.
mines.
Leftovers worth nothing.
You know what I'm saying? For what appeared to be greener on the other side of the fence.
Yeah. Well, like I said, in this new gig economy, if you're not staying ahead and staying in the digital era, then you will be left behind in the analog, because everything is moving fast in the city of Detroit. We've been deprived for so much technology, so much mass transit. Like I said, I went to San Diego, man. I didn't really need a car. I just posted up in Little Italy and shit went everywhere on a train and an Uber. I don't need no car. You know what I'm saying? I can just post up in the neighborhood, and if mass transit is there, you utilize that. I mean, you come out cheaper. I think I only spent on transit $70,
That's cheap.
and I was there like almost a week. So you know what I'm saying? I ain't have to rent a car or nothing. You got Uber, Lyft. You know what I'm saying? Mass transit, which I think Detroit is going to bring forth. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why would they agree to build that train that goes 3 miles? They should have extended it all the way to 8 miles.
That was,
You know,
you
but
stop
I
right
mean,
there, right?
you know, eventually it's gonna go up Grand River. It's gonna go up Michigan Avenue, because the
take
people
time,
from the
man.
suburbs, you know, look
They
at the
gotta
parking.
expand.
There's no parking.
Right.
Gotta
Right.
expand.
That's the whole thing.
And what
There's
if
nowhere to
everybody
park.
make the playoffs? You know, so you got the Pistons in the playoffs, the Tigers in the summer, and you have a function. It's gonna be no parking, and so the people that voted mass
Red
transit
wings.
down
Yeah.
had to be idiots.
Got the concerts going.
But
you
I
got
know why it
everything
was
going
voted down, because they wanted to keep it a car state. But you know, it's going to be brought forth in a few years, because they don't have no
They
choice.
ain't gonna have no choice.
They don't have no choice. You know what I'm saying? With that little 3 mile train, what can you do with that? It only go from Campus Martius to Midtown. That's probably 4 or 5 miles.
Boulevard,
That's it.
West Grand Boulevard. Right on
You
Boulevard.
made a 5 mile track, and that's it. $1 billion.
You see what they doing?
You know,
From here on down. Yeah, that's-
who voted for
that's all
that
they care about
contract?
right
That's
there.
what they need to be held liable and under investigation, because who voted for that?
All right.
And you can't even get to work. You can't even utilize
It
it.
ain't for
The
us.
people in
Yeah,
Detroit.
it ain't for us right now.
But eventually, like they say, it has to be for us, because the money is
They
in
want us
mass
to get on. They
transit.
want us to get on the Woodward bus.
Right. Exactly.
You know, so there's a lot of issues
A lot
I'm
of
gonna be
issues,
bringing
right. You just
bringing
gotta be
forth to
brought
the
to it,
community
yeah.
that we need to be enlightened on. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, we're misinformed, and we need to better dive in and be more tech savvy out here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, a lot of dudes out here, they say, yeah, I got the new Gucci's, but are you tech savvy, or do you just know how to log on Facebook?
Right.
It's
more than that now.
You know what I'm saying?
Only log on Facebook on the phone.
On the phone.
At that.
Give them a laptop. They're like, hold on, what I do?
Right.
You're like, oh, man. No,
Really?
But you got a new Apple 8. You know,
That's
but
all
if
they
you
care
tell them
about,
to
yeah.
research some shit, you know what I'm saying, they be stuck. And so we need to get out of that and start being more tech savvy and be informed on technology. You know what I'm saying? And how can we utilize it to gain monetary money in this? You know what I'm saying?
Everybody else.
Don't just use your phone to just, you know what I'm saying, get girls or, you know what I'm saying, do deals. Use your phone to set up something. Set up another commerce. Like eBay or something, you know, Amazon or something, getting you a secondary money.
Use the technology that you have in front of you to your advantage.
There it is. So, yeah, man, as you see, talking to the audience, man, the brother is very knowledgeable, man, and, you know, bringing a lot of information going to be bringing a lot of information to the table as we get on with this show, man. So, this is the first installment, and he said we're going to have some guests in the building coming in the near couple of weeks. What are some of you want to sneak them some of the guests?
Yeah, I'm trying to work on setting up the boss, the artist from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? It's their 25th anniversary of the album, and I want to get them in here, her and D, and
the original boss, Born Gangsta's boss.
And see, you know what I'm saying? You know, just see what they talking about in the 25-year anniversary. What has changed the game for females, and what do you think females need to do, and take advice from her? You know what I'm saying? I just want to get her intake, because right now in Detroit, she's a legend, and there's a lot of people that really don't know about her. And some of the youth needs to be informed, because a lot of this rap that they're putting forth right now, some of that came from Boss.
Originated from her.
You know what I'm saying? She was one of the first, to me, hardcore female. And I'm like, man, she was riding, you know what I'm saying, drop tops and hit switches, you know what I'm saying, doing something. And I was like, man, who is this chick? You know what I'm saying? I was a little fella then, you know. So, you know, and some more, I want to bring like some conscious dudes on here, or people, females, whoever, that I'm working in the mix. I got Dimebag TV. I want to send a shout out to them in Missouri. I'm working with them. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, we can get them to call in and talk about some shit, and, you know, just some conscious stuff. Or, you know, if some of the people out there got some comments or whatever to talk about, you know what I'm saying, we do the research, and next time I come on here, and we can address them.
There it is. Now, we brought up the boss interview, and, you know, what she means the female arena of hip hop. What do you feel about hip hop as a whole right now, and where it is in the direction that is seemingly going, you know, as far as what's mainstream and what you know to be what hip hop to be? What is your overall view of what hip hop is?
Just
right
like
now?
Detroit is being gentrified, so is rap. You know what I'm saying? Look at rap; it's being taken over, and it's not by people of our complexion. So, you know what I'm saying, rap is being gentrified. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just look at little artists like Lil Pump. You know what I'm saying? What about this new mumble rap that's going on? You know what I'm saying? That's meaningless to the youth.
Colorful
you know what I'm
dreads,
saying?
colorful
I mean,
hair.
I like some of the catchy songs, but is he really teaching you anything? You know what I'm saying? So I think rap right now is heading in a same way rock and roll. You know what I'm saying? I think it's really being gentrified, and it's going to be slowly taken from us. And in the future, some of the best hip hop artists won't be of our complexion.
Man.
That's some heavy shit you just said there. I mean, because it's
is crazy,
honest,
though.
You know, it's when you look at it, I mean, that's really what it is. You know what I mean? We already have, you know, the executives, the majority of the executives in the industry, you know, don't look like us.
And they all took our style.
And, you know, we have seemingly, you know, from each coast, we have a popular artist from, you know, another culture.
Sure. Well, right now, I'm seeing that a lot of these rappers, to get some of these clowns on, they have to break bread with them. The record company will put them on, like, look, you know what I'm saying? Because right now, you're an industry bitch right now to them, so you do what they say. You know what I'm saying? So if I want to blow up Lil Pump and I want to blow up these new internet rappers right now, like you got Whoa Baby or something, Whoa Baby, and you got all these internet chicks that's claiming to be rappers now. All I gotta do is throw one of these rappers on there and say, look, blow them up, bitch, do your job. And what can they really do? You know Lil Pump and all that is whack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know these guys ain't putting forth the effort that you're putting forth, but they getting more
controlling the youth.
Yeah, they get more clout and they get more fans and more publicity than you, but you had to put them on.
Exactly.
If you ever go back to some of the movies like I want to say Cadillac Records or movies like where they stole rock and roll, look what they was going through. I mean, saying you'll write a song, you turn on the TV, and the Beach Boys would be doing your song. You'd be like, man, what the hell? And they say, oh no, man, we gonna pay you off. We gonna pay you off, man. We gonna give you this new Cadillac.
Yeah, certain image they look.
But that's that was your song that they put on a white face.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So this is what's going on right now. The tables always turn back to the new. We blew up rap, and now they want to take it over.
Taking over, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're letting it really, you know what I'm saying, happen.
White boy with dreads.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's being gentrified. And the kids really ain't looking at it like that. You know what I'm saying? The kids like, oh, yeah, well, we'll just switch to mumble rap or do something else while you get Lil Pump and them doing coliseums.
Just like this,
and they're called hip-hop artists. Wow. And your rap is becoming to be mumble rap.
Instinct. Yeah.
There was a friend of mine that I had a conversation with about hip hop and where it is right now, and she was speaking to me about how hip hop is like the most lucrative export that African Americans has produced.
Man, like I said, I stayed in Spain for 4 months, man, almost 4 months.
Right.
I was a few years ago, and I was over there looking at them, you know what I'm saying, wearing YMCMB or whatever, Young Money gear over there, hats to their back. I'll go over there, and they'd be looking like, man, that is sweet. And so, yeah, rap is a global thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They looked at me like, you know what I'm saying, man, you know how to rap? You know some rappers? I'm like, man, I know a few, but I ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't be, you know what I'm saying? But just what they see on TV, if you dressed a certain way, you know what I'm saying? They consider you a part of the rap culture.
Right, exactly.
That's why they're trying so hard to change that. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to change it and lighten it up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
taking over the world.
It's taking over what it then took over the world. You know what I'm saying? They're rapping. They got rap sensations in Korea, South Korea right now, in Russia,
Asia,
Africa. You know what I'm saying? So this thing is global. So, you know what I'm saying? When black Americans travel overseas, you might not even been a rapper, but they always classify you by the way you dress as being a part of the hip-hop culture. This guy, we need to be like this guy. You know what I'm saying? They do this overseas, so, you know what I'm saying? They trying hard to take that away, and it's working. You know what I'm saying?
It's not only is it working, they're selling it back to us. Like the point that I was gonna say is like as far as globally, like you say, this is one of the most, if not the most lucrative export that African Americans have created for ourselves. But then we are victims of what Biggie told us not to do. We started getting high off our own supply.
Yeah.
This thing that we created to sell to other people, we start getting high off of it ourselves and taking the moral code and standards and the way of living from hip hop and started living.
Well,
ourselves.
actually, too, we stopped to check in other artists because you remember back in the day, if you was a person coming outside of our community trying to rap, you was getting checked. You remember they checked Vanilla Ice a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? They checked a lot of back in the day. They checked a lot of artists that wasn't of melanoid complexion. Like, hold up, bro, you ain't about to take our style. You know what I'm saying? Them brothers had to fight hard. People like MC Search to be in the community, to be accepted.
Yeah.
You couldn't just walk up in here and just think you was an artist, man. You had to have accreditation, credentials to be, even if you was a person of non-melanoid complexion. You had to really have some credentials. Look at the white artists back in the day, how they was checked.
Yeah.
And nowadays, the kids now, they accept them. Oh,
Accept
man,
it.
they drop down to their feet. You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
you know,
Took over.
you know what I'm saying? It's just sad that the kids they're losing the sight of the goal. And by the time some of our greats, hip hop artists, be the age of 70,
He said
80
it's
years
hip-hop.
old, it might be gone. They might be like, who is these artists? They might be the greatest artists in hip hop, Eminem, or no peace to
Fucking-
Detroit.
Right.
I love him. But you know what I'm saying? Lil Pump was the greatest hip hop rapper of this era.
You don't say that, man.
It's a sad.
And the
day
kids
in
gonna be
hell.
like, or what's the one guy, Psycho? You know what I'm saying? He was one of the greatest, and the kids is gonna look at them like, oh yeah,
great.
they're gonna forget about the other
Yeah,
artists.
they're gonna forget about the Pox. And
They're
the
already
Didn't he
dogging
call
Pac out right now.
He called Tupac whack.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
somebody should have checked them right then and there and said, hold up, bruh, this is one of our legends. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We have to treat our artists like we treat our civil rights leaders. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of them on wax have said some activists and some leadership.
profound shit.
You know what I'm saying? So for artists to come in here and dog our culture out is a disrespect to us.
Especially when you are nowhere near the level of, the content that you are giving us is nowhere near the level of, information or wholesome even as artistry that the people that you're speaking of.
Yeah.
How can you disrespect somebody like that? You
Because
bringing
they-
it nowhere
You
near.
wouldn't
Because they not getting checked, Mark. They not getting checked. Like I said, back in the day, they was getting checked. Like I said, they checked Vanilla Ice so hard he left the game and started acting. You get me? And people probably don't remember it.
Getting
He had
away
to
with
come
it,
back
yeah.
into the rap game. You know what I'm saying?
right, yeah,
they
right.
checked him out of the rap game. He couldn't even do concerts no more. Only he had to do concerts in Valleydale somewhere. And they wasn't even doing like, oh, man, you ain't hip hop enough.
Get out of here, right?
Get out of here. Even his own people didn't accept
Get him-
it.
get
If
him
we
up
didn't
outta
accept it. Once we stopped promoting and all that bullshit from him, his own people left him alone.
That lets you know a whole lot about the power of our influence.
Yeah, the power of the black dollar.
They won't even fuck. Well, they won't
Blacks
even
no
fuck with it.
business.
They wouldn't even fuck with him because they say, wait, man, you not hip hop is enough, man. We about to go to Snoop Dogg and we got Scarface. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
White
ain't
kids,
gonna fuck with
they
you,
was
right, yeah.
back in the day bumping them.
Uh-huh.
And still bumping them to this
Exactly.
day.
I ain't gonna say
To this day.
Back in the
Nas
day.
and all that. You know what I'm saying? Now it's so messed up to where now you got the white rappers saying we're conscious. You know? I'm a conscious rapper. I was like, man, what the hell is going on? And the kids is
Anytime
allowing it.
anything is profitable, here comes the investors, quotation mark. Unfortunately, if you're not a real, quote, hustler, you won't turn nothing down.
I can remember the days where you couldn't even curse. They was tripping in some cities when you was cursing.
Censored.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
Oh, man.
you know what I'm saying?
Man,
They
so
let you through.
Every year is new. Is new.
You
a
remember
new
Band in
customer
USA,
that-
Luke
Come
and
on,
all that,
yes,
man.
Yes.
You know what I'm
You get
saying?
censored
We
quick,
used
yeah.
to where you couldn't even go. You had to show up with an ID to buy an album back in the day, like it was some liquor. Like, hold on, let me check your ID, man.
When
You
I was
old
asking-
enough.
When I was asking, had Dick Gregory on the line, man, talking to him on the air and asking him about how he felt about music and the level of censorship that the lack of censorship. You know what I mean? He was speaking. He said, man, back in my day, he said, think about Elvis Presley. He said they tried to ban him off of the TV for shaking his hips too hard.
Nah,
You know
but
that
nah,
little
nah,
dance
right,
that he
yeah,
do
yeah.
and shit. Like that was too sexual for that. Now look at what's going on now.
It's out there now.
Just to put it in perspective, as far as how long how long this has been going on, as far as the how more loose they get over the years with what they letting out there to the kids. I mean,
But
even,
you know,
I bring
but it
up the
took black
bitch-
people to break them barriers. You know what I'm saying? It took us to be put out of clubs and put out of facilities and coliseums. We the ones turned a lot of them laws around. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying, like us, we gonna play our music regardless. You know what I'm saying?
So you think that was a double-edged sword for us to push for those type of freedoms?
Well, I mean, when you live in the United States and you know what I'm saying, we following by their laws, you know, freedom of speech. I mean, it could be a good thing and a bad thing.
It goes so far. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, for a culture. You know what I'm saying? Because now that it's accepted, now comes the invasion. Just like the Beach Boys came in, and just like the European invasion. What was that? The British invasion. The Beatles.
Right, the Beatles.
Here come the Beatles now. Now that they didn't got you know what I'm saying, that they got their whole. They just stole everything from us. Now we're gonna put this group together, or we're gonna, you know what I'm saying, bring this group over here, and then we're gonna exploit them, but we're gonna take their music and bring them out. You know, the same thing is happening
Take this
today.
whole look, whole style.
Same thing. Like they bringing rappers from Europe. They bringing rappers from all over. You know what I'm saying? Non-melanin
tight skinny
complexion.
jeans, get funny color hair, dreads if you can.
Yeah.
Big chain on, and
Big
get out there
chain.
and do your thing.
And do your thing.
Sound just like them.
You know, and so we're being exploited and taken for fools right now, and nobody's being checked. That's how I feel. The kids are not checking no one. You know what I'm saying? And they want to check each other instead of checking some of these artists for stealing some of their artistry.
Wow. Yeah, man, this is gonna be a you know, an interesting show, man. I see already, man. We got quite a few minutes left, man. So if there's anything else you want to let everybody know before we get up out of here, how to follow you on social media, what to tune
Well, you can
into?
follow me on Instagram, Judah Awoke with an AWOKE Ace. You can follow me on Instagram. Hit me on Facebook, and you know, inbox me or whatever, and let me know, you know, what's going on. And T Mizzles, you got anything?
None. Just T Mizzles are great. Just want to say, everybody, stay together, keep it up. We highlight y'all on the next episode.
That's what it is. That's what it is, man. Appreciate y'all for coming, man. Y'all, you know, fit well in here as far as the conversation, and you already know the stuff that we talk about, man, on my live, and you know when I'm on the air, man. So you already know, you know, you right at home here, man. And you already 7 mile, you know, born and raised. So that's what it is, man. So
Yeah, it
happy to
fits
have
me,
you
man.
on
So
the team,
I
man.
love to, you know what I'm saying. Thanks for the invite to the family, man, and I promise to bring truth to the talk.
There it is, man. Truth
What's up?
Talk, episode 1. Signing out, man. We'll check y'all next week. We coming on doing it next week. We got the next. How we gonna let them know when the next show
Next
coming
week,
on?
like I said, I'm working on. Hopefully, I can get them on. It might not be on a Thursday, but it might be on like a Saturday or something. We can do, because you know when you're trying to get some of these people in and all that, you got to work around their schedule
right.
and all that. So it's going to be something hopefully next week. If not, we're gonna bring someone on the show. We're gonna get somebody to call in.
That's what's
But right
up.
now, this was just, you know, the trial right now, seeing how everything was going, and get some questions in the air, you know, some answers.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Well, we'll be looking forward to that, man, next week, man. Peace and love, everybody tuned in.
Peace and love.
Share the video. Tell everybody about the new show. We out of here until next week, man. Peace.
All right, peace.
7 Mile Radio.
Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.